Hey guys and gals, Neighbor here from Drake Wing Gaming, and Sunny Man on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you with a Let's Play episode of Light My Way. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. Maybe. Okay, there we go. Alright, we're in. Alright, we're in. Let's do it. Okay, my arms are secured as tight as they could ever be, which tells me whoever did this knew exactly what they were doing. It's like an army knot. Not that I've ever seen one, but it feels too precisely tied to be anything else. These folk are still talking. I glance at them and at the door, which is without a doubt locked tight. And to top it off, the two new folk have no aspects around them either. Of all the things to be scared of, this is the one that's creeping me out the most. I say we kill him. Oh, quit it, James, and stop being so dramatic. You wouldn't hurt anyone here, so let alone kill someone. Well, we've watched him for the past 6 hours. We have no idea what he is or what he's capable of. I've been out for 6 hours? What in the world did that panther shoot me up with? The last thing I remember is a sharp pinch of the needle, then nothing. He's incapacitated. We can take our time to study him and figure things out. Gentle Furs, let's hear the fox out. He's listening in as it is. I regret going to that stupid eye test so much. Would you like some water, Mr. Volpez? My mouth stays shut, but not for long, the dryness in my throat getting the better of me. Yes. I do apologize for knocking you out, but it had to be done. The panther brings a cup next to my snout. I smell the water inside before gulping it down, the zebra and eagle raising an eyebrow at that. I know there was no point in them poisoning me or knocking me out again, yet I couldn't drink without being first sure of what it could be inside. Oh, my fur, I need to calm down already. And these folk have a lot to answer for. Why did you do that to me? You wanted to run away, which didn't exactly help with your situation. And that's a bad thing? You told me I'd be a test subject for who knows what. Shut up, you little brat. Do you even understand why you're here? No, I don't. Why? Who are you and why am I tied up? What's wrong with all of you? I want to talk to my parents. Mr. Volpez, we're here to discuss some important matters. Please try to relax and answer our questions honestly. Is that all right? The eagle smiles at me, touching my shoulder, his wings spreading wide on both sides with a short flutter. His touch is like how Darius made me feel that one time. And this is much more intense, almost hypnotizing. I kick at him, trying to free myself from the chair, but he isn't bothered at all, still sticking with his stupid, vexing smile. I would scream, but I see the syringe on the desk. Neither there's anybody around anymore outside from us. The eagle touches me on both shoulders again after I settle down, his eyes piercing through my entire being. Why are you at this school? What do you mean, why? I got accepted here for astrophysics. Cut the crap, kid. Are you TSG? TSG? He doesn't know what it is. How could he know that, unless... He's a cardinal. He'll know if I'm lying. I'm saved. He can be a sleeper agent. I know. I'm not a sleeper agent. Clever try. You know I'm a cardinal, but that won't do you good. Even I can't know if you're telling the actual truth about that. You could have gotten enough training to bypass me on this. We looked at his records and his parents' records. Aside from all of them studying here, there is no connection to TSG whatsoever. What's TSG? As if you don't know, the Sacred Guard, a radical carnivore group that devour other folk for both sport and consumption. My throat closes up hearing that. I knew these groups existed, but I never cared much about them since Aurora. And nobody talks about that stuff there. But these folk think I'm one of those fiends. This is wrong on so many levels. Why would they do that? We have food made in labs. Tyrannon is a big exporter. Connecting the dots now, pup? Did you come here to sabotage the supply chain? What? No, I've eaten lab meat my entire life. The grainification stopped carnivores from eating other folk. Not all of them. There's a short pause after the zebra said that. The panther and the eagle are both looking away. The mood has gotten very dark very fast. James, would you like some... Fuck your tea, Catherine, and fuck you too, Astor. Do you think staring at the ground and being quiet for a few seconds is gonna fix anything? Call me when the fox is talking. The zebra's shout comes toward me, while his resentful stare and angry breaths move my eyes, through sheer willpower to the ceiling. He slams the door on his way out, leaving me with the other two folk who are still not saying a word. The tomb-like silence goes on for a few more minutes, and I can only hear my heart pulsating in my throat from the confusion around me. He's right. I know, but this is not only about him anymore, it's about everyone. Mr. Volpez, I need you to tell me everything about yourself. Start from the beginning. Since I arrived at Tyrannon? Since you were born, everything you can remember about your life. Start from there. The eagle's grip is tightening and his eyes become even more intense than a few minutes ago. The panther takes a chair and sits next to us. I look around again, but there's no way out. I'm trapped here, but this is just a mistake. And if anything, my story will prove my innocence. After what seemed like hours, but in reality only took not more than 30 minutes, I got to where we are now. I rushed through some of the details, but I'm sure they mostly care about the aspect stuff. This has to be the fastest explanation of my entire life that I ever told anyone. I'm a little out of breath from the continuous talking. Go back to the porch where you talked about your neighbor. My nose is getting red. He knew I was lying, but I thought he would let it go. Does he want me to spell everything out for him? Can he use his imagination for this part? I've told you everything I know. Why are you bothering with lies at this point? This is so humiliating. Mr. Cliffs. The wolf pops in, looking at nothing in particular, but avoiding our part of the room. He must know I'm being tied up, yet he isn't doing anything to help me. He's only nice on the outside, it seems. Yes, Miss Refulgence. Request the student Atlas Longfang to report to my office regardless of where he is. This is urgent. Do it through the speakers. Now. Of course. Right away. Why do we need him to be here? If you're not going to tell us the truth, he will. The panther starts untying me, and I hear her words as if they're being hammered into my skull. Let's move to the front of my desk. Do not try to make a scene. Not a single word out of you. Understood? Now that my hands are free, a fleeting thought of escape crosses my mind. However, it's overwhelmed by a gripping terror that lasts no more than a few seconds. Must be the panther's doing. I can't explain it, but it must be her. And where would I even go if I could bolt out the door? The university sprawls out like a labyrinth, and every corner is under the control of this Miss Refulgence. There's no place to run, and why should I do it? I've done nothing wrong. This has to be a monumental misunderstanding, a situation blown out of proportion. I remind myself to stay calm, to wait for Atlas. He'll sort this out. He has to, but how can he if he has no idea what aspects are? What are they going to do to him? My heart beats faster at that thought, while my anxiety and anticipation press on my lungs, making my breaths go from shallow to deep to panicky. Just when my thoughts begin to spiral, there's a burst of light that fills the room with a warm, bright amber glow that can only belong to one folk. I look up and my mouth opens wide as I witness for the first time in my life Atlas's aspect in its true form. What a majestic tiger! Oh, my fur! That's so beautiful! Unmistakable and radiant. How can he even be more handsome now? Focus! I didn't see aspects around the zebra or eagle. They're the same as the panther. I would like to think more about these things, but Atlas's face when he sees me without sunglasses? Priceless. Not much different from my face when I saw his mountain-like aspect walking through the door. Relief floods through me, though, a tide of hope rising against the worries that have bogged me down since I went to that stupid eye test. The tiger's presence alone is enough to shift the atmosphere, to bring a sense of normalcy to this bizarre and unsettling situation. Should I tell Atlas I'm being held against my will? No. He would try to get me out, but what if he's upset with me? No. He would never abandon me like that. I turned to Atlas wanting to explain myself, but I noticed the syringe from the desk is gone. I'm even thinking, I'll just drag him into this mess with me. It's best if I keep my cool for now. See where things are headed first. Mr. Longfang, welcome. Please take a seat. This is a simple questionnaire we ask our elite students. Here's a glass of water. It might take a while. Atlas looks at me and his confusion is clear. He's wondering why I'm here, not being an elite at all, but he doesn't question it out loud and takes the chair next to me as instructed. He picks up the water and takes a sip. The eagle then steps closer to Atlas, placing a paw on his forehead. In an instant, Atlas's body goes limp, his control slipping away. He starts to slide off the chair, but the eagle and panther move to catch him, propping him back up. The whole scene unfolds in a swift and surreal fashion, leaving me both alarmed and baffled. What did you do to him? He's fine. How much does this tiger eat anyway? He feels like he's twice my size. Just ask him about what we need to know. Mr. Longfang, do you know what TSG is? The tiger tries to form a coherent reply, but his words come out mumbled and slurred, a thin line of drool trickling out the corner of his mouth. His usual composure is now replaced by a dazed, almost vacant expression. It's a jarring sight seeing Atlas, who's the assertive and controlled type, reduced to this disoriented state. Yes. I can't believe it! Atlas? He's part of that? It can't be! No! I refuse to believe this! And there it is. Undeniable proof. The Silver Gargantuans. Wonderful. That's our basketball team from Biscor. They must have a match to play with them. This was a waste of time, Catherine. Tell that to James. They both sit in silence for a few seconds again. This is the second time it's happened, and there's the same reaction. What's going on with this zebra? Are we done with the fox? The panther looks at me with her inquisitive eyes, my tail puffing itself out into the direct stiffness. This panther is doing this on purpose each chance she gets. The fear is short-lived, but it crawls and creeps into every hair on my fur. For now, finish up with this tiger, and then we'll have a short chat with Mr. Volpez.
Mr. Longfang, you came here to answer a questionnaire. You're going to leave now, having had satisfying results. You're not to mention this to anyone else, understood?
Yes. He's barely sitting up straight. How is he even going to be able to walk? Both teachers look at me as if I insulted them. I turn away, escaping their slicing looks. With one touch on his forehead, Atlas gets up, bows, and leaves the office. His aspect is frozen still. It's not moving at all. This Aster did something so powerful to Atlas, but I'm afraid to even know what it was. Mr. Volpez, I believe you want to know the entire story. We can have that conversation now, or you can leave and we can continue tomorrow. I want to apologize for the way you've been treated. Our concern is well-founded, and we kindly ask that you believe that we had no intention of hurting you unless you would have proven to be part of the TSG. She's not mincing words at all. They would have imprisoned me with who knows where and interrogated or even tortured me if I were part of this sacred guard. My arms and legs are starting to give out. I've been so tense this whole time, and now, hearing that I can leave, my body is shutting down instead of trying to sprint away. I would like to go to my dorm and sleep. Here is a note for the cafeteria. I will call ahead and you can pick up food for yourself. Do not bother going to class tomorrow. You will report here every morning. I can't keep up anymore. Whatever she's saying is a blur. There's nothing else than sleep that I need now. Let me go already. Yes, I understand. Tomorrow morning. Here. My grip on reality is fading. My eyelids are pushing themselves down as if it weren't for my grumbling stomach. I think I'd be able to sleep right away. How do I even get to... Aster! The eagle grabs me, holding my chin up with a firm grip so I can look him in the eyes. I grab onto his arm with an immediate reflex. Perhaps he can carry me.
Look right above me and keep your eyes open. Breathe in and out.
In just a few seconds, I rebound to my old self, brimming with energy and feeling more refreshed than I have in ages. Yet the eagle's grip remains firm, not letting me go. I'm fine now. Thank you. No answer. His eyes are turning white and his grip is tightening. He's trying to choke me! I struggle against his iron grip, squirming and clawing at his arm, trying to push him away, but his strength is overpowering me with ease. I gasp for air, panicked out of my mind, and my eyes searching out the panther, but she's gone. More panic. More fear. When did she get to be next to me? Her eyes widen as she observes the eagle's trance-like state. She steps back, clasps her paws together, and releases a prolonged, heavy sigh. A sense of dread is in the air, panic pushing into me every passing moment. I start crying as does the eagle, who lets go of me, jumping back and screaming in horror. We're both sweating and trembling from what happened.
Cat, why the fuck would you do that?
You kept giving him more and more of your aspect. I saw it scream in pain. The eagle looks at me, then at his arm that I clawed at. Trying to get up doesn't go well for him. His feet falter and he hits the ground again. I swear I didn't do this on purpose. You have to believe me. At this point, it could be anything. A few tries later, the eagle is up again, turning to me with what looks like a want to punch my face, his demeanor changing once he's in front of me.
I think that's enough for today, Catherine. Whatever occurred here is an anomaly to be sure, but this time I saw through him. He's not a threat to us.
Your word is all I need.
You have it.
Then you are free to go, Mr. Volpez. I will see you here tomorrow morning as we discussed. I would remind you not to try anything stupid. It would be best if you go to your dorm room and come back here tomorrow morning. There is nothing to fear. She says that like I didn't just feel my mind losing its grip on itself a few minutes ago. She opens the door to her office and I step out without saying another word, only nodding in agreement. I am done with today. With everything and everyone. A moment ago I was filled with energy, and it's like I'm holding an even bigger boulder over my head. Kieran looks at me with concern, but I don't have the patience to talk to him right now. He opens his mouth to say something to me, but I don't want to even hear it. After all, he's in league with these crazy folk. I need to get out of here. Excuse me? Once I'm far away enough from that horrid office, my walk turns into pacing, then running. I dash out of the building, gasping for air the moment I step outside. I let my legs drop me down, curling into a ball and crying as hard as my eyes let me. It's no longer a joke. I didn't dream this or hallucinate it. These folk were actually going to kill me if I was part of that group. What kind of folk are they, that they openly talk about torturing me if I... I'm trying to calm down, but it's not working. The tears aren't stopping. I need to let it all out. This is so fucked. Everything is so damn fucked. Why is this happening to me? What did I do to deserve this? I hear my thoughts running amok, but now's not the time for this. I need to figure things out now. And crying on the ground here like a total loser isn't helping. I'm smart. I'm capable. I managed to get to Tyrannus so I can figure out a way through this nightmare. First and foremost, what I need to do is get away from this place, from these horrible folk. I'll pack my stuff and leave stuff up and leave tonight. If they think I'll stay here for after all those threats, they really are crazy. My arm hangs low from the food I've been carrying for the past half hour. I managed to get to the cafeteria and pick up something to eat. It's gone cold by now and won't taste as good, but I got lost in thought like something wouldn't let me think straight. I had a plan, but it's so hard to focus. I assume Darius is right behind the door, studying more. I'll wait for him to go to sleep, and then I'll leave somewhere in the middle of the night. My parents will know what to do. I don't want to call them yet, in case these crazy folk here are already tracking my phone. Alright, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to give a quick shout out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank y'all for all you do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silverman. Thank you for going a bit above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you to our gold tier patron, Tresem Guy. You're awesome. We love you. Thank you for subbing to Ultimate Tier. Anyway, if y'all want to get your names in the credits, get access to all of our Not Safe for Work content as little as $5. Alrighty, I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!